On France-ruled Pacific island, New Caledonia has caused devastation in the capital, Noémia. The original population, called the Kanak community, is protesting against a bill passed by lawmakers in Paris giving voting rights to French citizens staying in New Caledonia for over 10 years, causing an unrest and fear of change of demography for the local population. French President Emmanuel Macron visited the crisis-hit region to bid peace.
The island country of New Caledonia in Southwest Pacific is left with a trail of destruction after protests erupted in the capital Noémia. The French-ruled territory saw empty streets, burned vehicles and looted shops as roads were blocked by protesters' barricades. Amid the outrage, the airport remained shut, leaving several tourists stranded. Food supplies and medical essentials were severely impacted. A state of emergency has been declared in the island nation, with government trying to bring things back under control and has deployed over 3,000 personnel till the Paris Olympic. Riots broke after activists of the Kanak community opposed a new bill adopted by lawmakers in Paris that will allow French residents living in New Caledonia for more than 10 years to vote in provincial elections. Local residents fear that this will dilute the vote of Kanaks, who are the original inhabitants of New Caledonia and comprise more than 40% of the total population.
The crisis here is a big fail. Because the French government doesn't know how to control peoples here. They send more than 2,000 military to control, but it's a fail. All the people, they are always in front of the police and military and soldiers to say, stop it, Macron, stop it with the law. Don't remove our right, indigenous right.
The riots are taking place in urban areas, and in urban areas in the greater Noémia, there are many young people, many families who have been marginalized. When you arrive in Noémia, there is contrast. In the same town, you will find places where there are squats. There are people who live without water, without electricity. They live in neighborhoods with social housing, which are far from employment, far from learning and training systems. And on the other side of the town, we have beaches. It feels like we are on the Côte d'Azur. It's a whole set of things that has brought about this situation. We are getting to a moment when we must recognize the colonial reality, which the current government is not doing, even though the Noémia Agreement was an agreement on decolonization.
More than a week after the riots killed 6 people and left hundreds injured, French President Emmanuel Macron visited the region. To bring peace after the worst riots in 4 decades, Macron held discussions with the local officials on politics and reconstruction.
I personally believe that the state of emergency should not be extended. Because, as I told you, I deeply believe that dialogue is necessary. But I appeal to the responsibility of all the leaders who are here today, because it will only be lifted if everyone, in their own responsibility, calls for the roadblocks to be lifted.
New Caledonia became a French overseas territory in 1946. The Noémia Accord gives voting rights only to citizens residing prior to 1998 and their children. This has helped maintain a civil peace for more than 25 years and made possible a process of decolonization. The pro-independence groups are now calling on French authorities for a broader dialogue and want the reform to be suspended. The countries of the global south need to pay attention to the way France is handling the crisis.